It is day 161 and the photo shoots, they're happening outside the hotel today. They truly are following us everywhere around Bangkok. But what are we off to do? Well, we are off to face our fears, our communal fears. Well, actually, my good friend Aaron's fears. He's absolutely petrified of snakes.
And Eddie.
Okay, and Eddie. We're doing it for you both. And we are off to the Queen Savada Memorial Institute. I've probably pronounced that wrong. Eddie Wu, if you can let me know how that's pronounced, that would be great. And so we're going to call it the I don't know, whatever the letters are start with. QSMI, there we go. Got there in the end, it's early. And it is a museum and a research facility that lets us know all about snakes, produces anti-venoms to help people who unfortunately get bitten. And apparently they treat their animals with respect and care. And unlike a lot of the, I think the snake shows you'll go to see here that have had the venom glands removed so that if they bite they don't inject anything into your bloodstream and venomously have you. They're all intact, obviously, because they are used to be out of breath. That's bad, isn't it? Just up one flight of stairs. It's run by the Thai Red Cross and it's over in Saladang. So this is the time of day to use the rail network. It's about 10 o'clock and it's absolutely empty. Come here at other times, it's just as busy as the London Underground. We have decided we're off to Saladang. And we have decided to cut through the back roads to try and stay under the shaded pathways. And right down this street here, there seems to be a lot of Japanese restaurants, and this confirms it. There we go. Our radioactive buddy. So it does seem that the temperatures are cooler than when we were here last time. So as opposed to 40 degrees, I would say it's just under 30 degrees at the minute. And although I am still in Crocs, shorts, and as light summer wear as possible, quite a lot of the Thai people, I see them out in like North Face jackets, full jeans, boots and stuff like that. So I guess for them maybe it's approaching winter now, maybe, but when I walk past them, I'm like, man, that is crazy. How do you manage to do that? And I see a Red Cross sign across the road. And is that the building there? Is that the Red Cross building? It's just across the road. I can see there's the Red Cross.
It's somewhere there, yeah.
Okay. Head towards the Red Cross and I'm sure we'll be met with a friendly face and a couple of snakes. Maybe we should be crossing too. Yeah, I think we should. There we go.
It says here she's the queen mother of queen mothers, and of course she is. She is a lady here, so Queen Savaba is what it is, and she is what this whole institute is named after. So yeah, she's the queen mother. Just got our tickets. It's 200 baht each, which is about £4.50. Do I need to scan? Oh no, I don't. And there is a Venom extraction show at 11 o'clock, and then there's snake handling show at 2 o'clock. Do we hang around for the snake handling? I actually wouldn't mind. I don't mind snakes, I don't think. Alright, I didn't need to have a look for this bad boy, so I started to look here, trying to see if I can spot it. Look at that. she is a big lady, or he. As we are in the snake farm, I do have to share a really funny story. Well, I think it's funny. Eddie would probably disagree. But one day we were going over to our friend Elaine's house for lunch. She had just moved into a new apartment. I turned up early and she was showing me around, and I was like, oh, what's in your second bedroom? They had 2 bedrooms. And she was like, oh, well, and she opened the door and there was literally 200 snakes in incubators and cages, but her boyfriend, her husband now, but boyfriend at the time, basically bred snakes. And I was like, oh my god, how cool. And I was looking at the little snakes, the baby snakes, the eggs. Anyway, Eddie turned up and I was like, oh my god, do you know what's next door? Like, I was so like fascinated with it. And then she was like, what? And I was like, 200 snakes. And I didn't realise Eddie had a fear of snakes completely. And she was like, what? So yeah, she did not feel comfortable in the house at all. And we had lunch. She literally had her feet hovering over the floor, on top of the floor. Literally, she didn't want to put it down in case there was a slithery, I can't say it, slithering snake. I mean, they were all locked up, but yeah, she did not like it. And then she did not like the fact that I found a rubber snake in Elaine's bedroom and threw it at Eddie during lunch. And yeah, she did scream hard. Sorry, Eddie.
Yeah, they all seem to be sleeping on the job, if I'm honest. But it's quite fun trying to spot them in their enclosures. You end up initially looking, thinking there's nothing in here, and then you kind of pick out like 5 or 6, and you're like, man, they are really, really well camouflaged. Ambush predators, so I guess, yeah, they're not going to do much until they see an opportunity. And the enclosure here, yeah, it seems good. They seem to have enough space, and I think they're just sleeping. And enjoying the heat, and interlaced with the exhibits of the boa constrictors, pythons, rat snakes, things that I don't think are all that venomous here, are some pieces of ecological implementation that King Bhumibol Adulyadej implemented in Thailand. Things like water aeration in ponds to stop the growth of bacteria, designating land in specific proportions to make them more functional. The new theory, which said you should have 30% water pond, 30% rice field, 30% crops, and then 10% to live in, and this will buffer you from water drought, and it will maintain the fertility of the land. And also the implementation of damming systems that can retain water and allow crops not to fail when the droughts come, and also dams that stop silt from travelling downstream, and I guess damming up the dams internally. So yeah, a little mix of information and snakes, and yeah, fun little walk, and it's nice and cool because it's all shaded. Japanese rat snake, there are a lot of rat snakes here. So there is no filming of the milking and extraction of the venom from those Siamese cobras. They were truly brave men, I'd say. They handled those snakes with mastery and care and got what they needed. And it can be made into 7 different types of anti-venom, and they still produce a lot of the anti-venom here at the Institute. They used to treat bites, but now, thank you sir, but now they just produce the anti-venom here. And the building is relatively newly updated, well, I think in the 80s, and it's called Four Snakes Building, and it was, I think, to celebrate 4 cycles through the zodiacal calendar of His Royal Highness Prince Paribatra Sukumband. So there we go. I am butchering all these names. Yeah, that was a really cool thing to watch. What did you make of that?
Yeah, it was cool. Those handlers knew what they were doing. But yeah, we could only take pictures, so maybe we'll pass some pictures on here.
Yeah, should have got some sneaky footage from the back. I don't know why they wouldn't let you film. It was all done very skillfully and carefully, I thought. So,
but we can video here, so we'll show you some snakes, because there's a lot in here. Look how slow he is slithering.
And I am learning as I go. And where are these snakes to be found? Well, they're generally found in several types of habitat apparently, and that is on the ground, in fresh water, by the water, in the sea, in the trees, under rocks, in cold places, in hot places, depending on the temperature. They're ectothermic animals, so they're going to choose hot when it's cold and cold when it's hot. But yeah, basically absolutely everywhere. Yeah, that is not very reassuring if I'm honest, but I think I was doing the right thing by tapping the ground with a stick. And yeah, apparently should be wearing long boots when going along the pathways in the jungles and stuff, which I didn't do. And if you see them, avoid them, give them distance. Yeah, don't move suddenly and don't scare them, basically. Yeah, basically they're going to be everywhere, and just leave well alone if you see one.
Here you can see the snake shedding its skin. I have a lot in common with these snakes. I have scaly skin and my skin is shedding, so maybe right now I am part of the snake family. SJ the snake, got a ring to it. This one moves super slow.
Some more key information to keep you safe from those snakes, and where they're on the prowl, or perhaps where they're waiting to ambush me from. All throughout Thailand, no region is discounted, and pretty much every habitat, night or day. So yeah, be on the lookout, but we haven't seen any, so they're obviously keeping themselves to a certain degree, or maybe I've just been lucky. And my biggest beef, well, why are the pit vipers called pit vipers? They all seem to be in the trees. Here we have something out of a Ridley Scott film. How cool is this? And perhaps the perfect spot to have a little sit down and maybe a little snack. Ruining my shots. Ruining the atmosphere of that alien-esque style set. And here we go, a 12-year-old 5-metre long Burmese python. That must have taken a little bit of, I don't know, is that going to be super glue? Fix that together. And also, here in Asia, they are not only masters of the plastic food maquette, it looks like they're delving into a little bit of serpentine plasticture. A macabre display of the snake's sexual organs. Are these used in any kind of traditional medicines, I wonder? And when does life become life? Day 15, day 28, 42, 51. Quick turnaround. And on to the all-important life-saving section of the display, and what to do if you've been bitten. But they've turned it into a bit of a quiz, and it's like you've got two options, one's wrong, one's right. And to be honest, I just want to know the right option. I didn't need to know the wrong option. But anyway, let's have a little look and see how I fare. When you've been bitten, do you remove the venom by either sucking or with a knife? I'm going to say by sucking. Yeah, by sucking, there we go. I think I know everything there is to know, and if you get bitten when you're with me, you are safe. Don't know about these other ones though. It's Q&A testing time, Sarah.
Alright, what kind of painkillers, medicine should you use to ease the pain from a venomous snake bite? Aspirin or paracetamol? I'm going to say aspirin.
Go on then. No, paracetamol, you are dead. Next one.
Victim of snake bite should stay still to prevent the venom from being absorbed into the bloodstream. I'm going to say correct.
A.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Let's do.
Challenge for me not to
Okay,
move.
so should the wound be cleansed with water and disinfectant solution, with medicinal herbs? I'm going to say with water and disinfectant solution.
I'm going to say B, medicine.
A. Yeah, you got to then pick the medicinal herbs correctly. That could be a whole nother problem, knowing that most of them are poisonous out here in the jungle.
Alcohol should be consumed to eliminate drowsiness and heartbeat after snake bite.
I'm going to say, yeah, drown your sorrows. I don't reckon so.
I'm going to say incorrect.
Alcohol is never the answer.
B. I really am a snake. If you look closely at this amazing snake skin, that is me right now.
And behind me, all of those pickled snakes. A little bit of evolution on the snake. Snake scales and some beautiful snake tapestries, I'm going to call them. And I think the exhibition here is really, really good. It's not massive, but it's got everything to give you a great overview. There's lots of information, but it's really visual. And I don't know whether they intended to, but it does feel like kind of sci-fi in setting. And the kids that are here seem to be loving the exhibits, and yeah, they're really, really good. Yeah, it's not overload, but it makes me want to keep looking around it, and I've wandered around it like 5 or 6 times, just looking at a bit more, reading a bit more. So yeah, well done.
So Tim decided to press Thai translation and not English, so we have to wait. But I did find out that there's 240 species of snake in Thailand, and 60 of them are venomous.
1 in 4 chance. How many are there of each, though? I want to know. So what proportion of the overall number are venomous?
There you go, my friend Bob the Snake. I don't know why I've just called it Bob the Snake. But yeah, that museum is really cool. You just learn so much about the snakes, its history, how it lays its eggs, how it reproduces. And there's more to see actually here. So we'll explore a little bit more. But the question is, do we come back in an hour and a half time to hold one of those bad boys? I think we might do. But with this ticket, you can leave the farm and come back. So yeah, it's really up to you. Depends on how much you get to explore the rest of this farm. So yeah, 11 o'clock is when they do the Venom show, and 2 o'clock is when you can have a chance to hold one of the snakes. So